Shalom, shalom. I'm going to start out this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elder bishops, a great millstone that rule well, that teach well while learning the truth, 100% according to the Bible. I also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, prophet servants scattered abroad the four corners of the earth. And shalom to you, Akwaf, which are you sisters that are sincere, your children, shalom. And then today's video is going to be titled, Moving with Wisdom in Evil Times, right? And it's basically going to be bagging off of this video in which it is that I got here, where you got this news happen where you basically had this guy, trying to, attempt to, abduct this kid right in front of his parents, man. So, this is the time of season that we're living in, brothers and sisters, where we got to be moving in the spirit of wisdom, man, allowing it to meet us at every thought. As it says in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, man, because, we're living in some very deadly serious times, man. So I'm going to allow this video to play real quick, and I'm going to get a few precepts, and Lord's willing, I pray it be edifying. But with that being said, I'm going to say fair use on the 1976 Copyright Act. I'm not getting paid for this video. This is only for educational purposes, only fair use.
The boy's parents saw what was happening. That man threw the child to the ground. Tonight, Eyewitness News reporter Lucy Yang spoke with that young boy and his very relieved parents.
It was scary. And I didn't like it.
6-year-old Rashem Gant has good reason to be frightened after this bizarre and alarming episode in Coney Island.
Right, and you see what happened, man. Hey, this is why we got to be moving with wisdom out here in these times, man. Because, he pretty much just snatched the little boy up in front of all those people out there, man. So this is just showing you the mindset of these people here in this place, America, man, that, hey, these people don't care about anything in this country, man. So, if he's bold enough to do that, in front of the parents of the child, how much more, when all hell breaks loose out here, when there's no power, when there's no, utilities and all of these things that these people got now, when all hell really begins to break loose in this country, man, that's just going to show you how evil is really about to get out here in this country, America, man. Because, you got people that are doing these things in broad daylight, man. How much more when there's nobody to be seen or nobody's around that can really help. So, hey, that's why we just got to be very wise in these times, brothers and sisters, knowing that, hey, everybody out here ain't got your best interest, man. You got a lot of people out here that are, preying upon people, man, and that's why we got to always be circumspect and aware of our surroundings, man. So I'm actually getting this precept right here. This is Proverbs 22:3. It said a prudent man, right, meaning wise, foreseeth the evil, right? We see how evil it is out here, man. We see the times and season that we're in. We see that these people out here, they're not moving right, man, And it says, and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished, man. And you don't want to be simple out here in these times that we're in, man. Seeing that, anything could possibly happen at any given time. You just want to always be aware of your surroundings, man. No matter where you are, no matter where you go, no matter you're at work, no matter you're out teaching, you just want to always be in the spirit of being observant, man. Because it could possibly save your life, man. It really can. Because, hey, these people out here, man, they're bugged out, man. People got all types of spirits on them. People are out here just, trying to do anything, man. These people are weird. It tells you in Matthew 24:12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, man. That word cold in the Greek means crazy, man. Psychos. These people out here are bugged out, man. So we got to always be in the spirit of, being close to the Lord, man. Now more than ever. So I'm actually get this precept right here. This is Colossians chapter 4, and I'm going to start at verse 5. It said, walk in wisdom towards them that are without, redeeming the time, right? And we're redeeming the time knowing that, hey, we're living in some very evil times out here, man. And we know that a lot of these people out here in this earth, they do not have wisdom, mainly amongst our people, the 2/3 and these other nations, man. These people are not walking in the spirit of wisdom, thinking before they do. People are just out here doing things, man, because that's because a lot of these demons are attached to these people, man. It tells you in Ephesians 6:12, that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, man, but against principalities, talking about demons on the left-hand side. And a lot of these people are possessed, man. That's why you see people doing things like this, man, that they don't even know why they're doing it. Because these demons are working through these people, man. So us knowing that, brothers and sisters, we got to be in the spirit more now than ever, man. And just being vigilant, and circumspect, man. Right? And I'm actually getting this other precept that I got right here. This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. It says, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, right? And this is the reason why we walk circumspectly. You know, verse 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil, man. You know, we living in evil times when, you know, you can just see a man, you know, getting ready to try to snatch a little kid right in front of his damn parents, man. If that don't show you just how evil the times that we're in, hey, I don't know what to convince you, man. You know, that's crazy, right? This is verse 17. It says, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is, man. And we know the Lord is about to intensify the evils out here in this place, America. We know that the bug outs and all of the people that are out here wandering around, doing all of the wickedness that they're doing, that it's a lot of these people out here, man. And we know the Lord is putting the spirit on these people in these times because we're just coming into the time of where evils are about to magnify in this place, man. So, you know, you're going to have more things like this taking place, man. And us knowing that, we got to constantly be in the spirit, man. Right? And I'm actually go to that through the spirit. This is Ephesians chapter 6. And I'm going to start at verse 10. It said, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. And that's what we got to be doing in this time, brothers and sisters. Truly putting all of our trust and hope in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. Because this world is just constantly decaying moment by moment and day by day. Every day that progresses, this is like this country is getting more wickeder, man. And we know that's going to happen because it says that in the book of 2 Esdras 14-16, man. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen done shall be done hereafter, man. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein, man. Right? So that's the time and season that we're living in where you got a lot of different things that are taking place. You know, people out here just doing whatever in this point, man. You know, people are not, you know, moving in the spirit. These people are moving chaotically, man. These people are moving, you know, wicked out here, man. So we got to ultimately, you know, just continue to be in the spirit, man, you know. So I'm actually get this precept as well that I got. I'm going to go to St. Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. It says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. And that's what us hopeful elect brothers and sisters are ultimately. We're those sheep, which are, you know, docile, harmless animals, right? In the midst of wolves, man. And these wolves are these people out here in this earth, man. You know, these 2/3 of our people and then these heathens, man. These people are wolves, man. And we know a wolf is a ravenous animal. It's a very violent and destructive beast, man. And that's what these people are, man. That's their behavior. That's their spirit. That's the mindset that these people have, right? So we got to be wise operating amongst these wolves, man, right? It said, be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. And that's the spirit that we got to be in, brothers and sisters, you know, of constantly being wise, man. You know, always being aware of our surroundings, always watching where we are going into, man. You know, being able to observe your surroundings, man. If you go to a certain place and it look like the spirit and the energy in that place is not right, then hey, you don't want to be in there, man. You know, never ignore when the spirit is telling you something, man. You know, you got to always, you know, be operating in the spirit, man, because the Lord gives us warnings before things happen, man. You know, and you don't want to put yourself in a certain situation that you could have avoided by using wisdom, man. Right? So I'm actually getting this precept as well. This is Sirach chapter 5, verse 15. It said, be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. So it doesn't matter if it's something that looks like it's not important. No, you want to be wise about that. You want to take thought and consideration into that. Because, you know, you want to never, you know, think nothing is just too small that you shouldn't worry about it. You know, or, oh, that's not that important. No, you don't want to be in that mindset, man. You know, you want to thoroughly examine everything around you, man. And you got to constantly be in that mindset, being sober and being vigilant. And I'm actually getting that precept, man. This is 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8, right? In the KJV. And it says, be sober, right? Being sober-minded, right? Be vigilant, right? And we're going to look at that word vigilant for edification's sake, right? This is the definition of the word vigilant on the AI overview, right? And it means to be watchful and alert, especially in a spiritual sense, man. So spiritually, you want to always be alert, man. You know, you want to always be on your watch, always watching, always being observant, you know, always paying attention to people, man. Because like I said, these people out here in this time that we're in, man, these people are not to be trusted at all. Especially those that are not in this truth as we are, man. These people are not to be trusted, man, at all. You know, and we got to really be wise when we're amongst these people in this world, man, because these people are not right, man. You know, so I'm going to read 1 Peter 5:8 again. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, right? And we know this is talking about Esau, Edom, but it's also talking about the spiritual demon Satan, man, on the left-hand side that is working through a lot of these people out here that are not right in the spirit, man. These wicked people that we walk past every day through our day-to-day lives, man, right? It says, as a roaring lion walketh about seeking whom he may devour, man, right? And that's what Satan is ultimately trying to do to us believers, man. So this is why we ultimately always got to be watching, man, always praying, always being in the spirit, always being observant, always, looking at things, man, and just being in the spirit of, being circumspect, man, right? So I'm actually get back into this video.
Sunday night. The family was on their way to get some popcorn before heading home to Queens when a stranger suddenly picked up their son and started walking off with him, as you can see in this cell phone video.
When he saw me come, he ran and he slammed my son on the ground. I took off running after this guy because he could not, he will not, and cannot get away.
Eventually, the parents pinned down the man on Surf and Stillwell and held him until police arrived. 36-year-old Jonathan Robolino now charged with assault and attempted kidnapping.
He deserves whatever comes to him for what he did to my child.
In the heat of the moment, both parents ran after the man while strangers watched their son and 10-month-old daughter. We're told the crowd later...
See? And it just goes to show you how detached these people are from reality. Because as you can see, a lot of those women and men that were around, they seen that guy pick up the child. And if the parents wouldn't have said anything, hey, the guy could have possibly just walked away with the child, man. Right? So this is the time and season that we're in, man. That's why all of you brothers and sisters out there that may have kids, you got to be paying attention to your kids. I know you brothers and sisters are, of course, but hey, you got to be paying attention now more than ever, man. Because like I said before, we're living in a very dangerous time, man. And it's sick people out here, man. Really sick people, man. We're living in a very dangerous time, man. A time like no other, man. And these people out here, man, they're not in the right spirit, man. They're not in the right state of mind, right? At all.
Confirmed for police that the parents were the victims.
The cops came and they thought that we was just jumping on somebody for no reason.
I just had my foot on his chest to hold him down. I didn't have the heart to stomp him. Violence is not my way.
Keep thinking about the man put me on the ground. And I keep thinking about it right now.
Rashem finally got his popcorn a day later, but fear leaves a bitter...
Right. So you brothers and sisters basically got a gist of the video, just being circumspect, man. So with that being said, Lord's willing, I pray this video be edifying. Till the next time, I'm going to say shalom.